What's really going on, everybody? Back with another episode, number 76, joined as always myself, Noah, Henry, and Mackenzie. Before we get into the episode, be sure to follow us on all of our social media at WRGO Pod on Twitter and Instagram. You can also check us out on YouTube, where you can watch this video in full, and you can also see Mackenzie. You should change your camera tilt; it's sideways for our YouTube viewers. You can also listen to the podcast on Apple. It's still sideways. You can listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play, and brand new, we are now on iHeartRadio. Be sure to check us out on iHeartRadio, either online or on the app to search What's Really Going On. How are you guys doing today?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Had a challenging moment with the camera, but we're good.
Yeah, so we decided to switch it up. We've had a lot of, guests on this summer. COVID's obviously been the main thing that we've been talking about. So we wanted to switch it up. We engaged directly with you guys. We're now doing a mailbag episode. We're going to run through some questions that we got over the last couple of days. So shout out to everybody who submitted a response, who reached out to us with a topic. We really appreciate it. So I guess we're just going to start. This is some politics, some not. We'll just get into it. Question number one that is on everyone's mind right now is, what are your guys' thoughts on the Crate Challenge?
It's stupid. I just think it's funny. I'm entertained. I think it's funny. I don't really have any deeper comment on that.
Same. It's stupid. I just was like, why, or where did this come from?
I don't know who the first person was. Like, who was the first person? Like who?
My main questions was like the origin story. Where did this start? Where are y'all getting these crates from? Like, who thought of this? That's my whole thing.
That's
but apparently the challenge is based on like a viral video that was posted on YouTube by a channel called Joy Riders TV. It was posted in like 2011. So I guess the video resurged or something. And then the experts, people are saying it's like just taking like wind of what the Tide Pod challenge was, when them little kids was eating.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Or the plank challenge from people who just
just stupid stuff like that. That's like, this is just a new version of it. My thing is like, why I got a hold on the hood?
Well, but my thing is, what even is that? Why y'all even? I just hate how people kind of made that a thing. It was just like, first of all of them didn't look like they was in the hood. Like, I was like,
when I say the hood, I mean like, why I got a hood? Like the homies, like all the black people doing it. I ain't seen no white people do it.
I feel like most will. No, not the Tide Pod.
We're not.
Go ahead, Noah.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just saying, like, for me, I'm only seeing black people do it because I follow black people. I don't follow that many white people. So like, I'm just.
And then when I saw white people do it, it was just kind of like not the same. But I don't know, like, why people talk about the hood and just like, I'm like, what? Yeah, I don't know. The hoteps were creeping in. I saw people were saying that they got all black people in crates, and it just like this whole hotep mentality. I'm like, I don't think it's that deep. I think people are just having fun.
It's the government. Yeah. It's the government.
Literally.
Yeah, like what?
I seen somebody say it's the government. I mean, it's funny, but like people are breaking their jaws and breaking bones, and like
that's on them.
Yeah, now that's the crazy part.
Yeah, it is on them, but like for real, chill out. Like, next challenge, please, because like I guess that's the bigger conversation of it all. Like, does social media have that much of a hold on us to where we groupthink and just do things to harm ourselves?
Yeah,
I don't think it's that deep. I think it's just I think it's just people having fun, like just doing stupid.
I get that, Mackenzie, but I seen somebody post. We all know him, Josh the Q. But anyway, he was like, "You remember when your mama said if your friend jump off a bridge, you're gonna do it too?" And then under, you know how they be making the little memes. Under it was like, well, my friend's jumping off the crate. ... Do I do it too? And I was just laughing because like that's real.
To me, it just reminds me of like the beginning of the pandemic. Like people were doing like the push-up challenge, like all these
Yeah.
do. Like, it's a
But the
pandemic.
push-up challenge, the crate
I mean,
challenge.
this raises a mistake. You will certainly not see my black ass hopping on some crates. But my main thing is, where are people getting these crates from?
That's my question, because like
You don't see them store stuff in the store like that. At least I don't. I don't see crates like
I
that.
don't. They talk. Okay, so I did. I seen another stupid video where it was like people was like going behind grocery stores and doing weird stuff to like steal the crates. So it was just like, it's crazy. And I guess I got a little irritated because, you know, the TikTok like crate Olympics, whatever. Y'all seen that?
I did. I saw that.
Was that at Howard?
I'm trying to figure out. The people
I don't think that was at Howard.
I think it was at Hampton, of all places.
No, so that's what I'm confused about, because Howard Twitter is like, oh, Hampton lit, maybe they're the real edge of that. But I'm thinking it's like a pun, like they're joking about it. And it was at Howard.
I'm not tapping.
Because some of my Neos and Littles, to one degree or another, have confirmed that it was at Howard.
I don't be tapping what the kids be doing now.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. But I did see the video and people were saying Howard, but then other people were saying different schools. But once again, I didn't get it. Am I just old? Because I'm just like, what even was this? People were just gathered watching people do these crates things, like
essentially. And you know, like I guess because if we think about it in real time, they just started school, so it's probably like first, second week. They all hyped to be there. They wasn't there last year, so
yeah, I guess that's like freshman week.
Yeah. So I guess, but it was just like y'all. I ain't see no mask. That was my big, like, it was just like, y'all wilding, like, y'all got all these people out here.
If this would have come out in 2013, people would have been on that yard down some crates. Like, let's keep it a buck. Brothers would have been running down them crates for all to see. So, like,
not I. But
I would have been out there for sure.
Go ahead, you do what you do, sis. I'ma stand over here.
Wait, you see that girl with the heels?
Yeah. Now I do think she did go to Howard. I do think she went to Howard.
She did.
So, but yeah, I think the kids are just having a great time. Let them have a great time.
And clearly, we're all just washed because we're not really in the know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is, because y'all need to find the next challenge.
So question number 2 we got is, how do you survive a pandemic?
Well, when we get through this, we'll let you know.
Yeah. Well, we can take it as, how have we as, you know, individuals and our peers or whatever been coping with all of what's going on? I know when it first started, like, it was boring and monotonous as crap, you know, like you couldn't do nothing, and I guess we formed our own little bubble, and like, you know, we would just cook and rotate houses and stuff. But yeah, I mean, now just definitely be precautious. Don't like become obsessed with, you know, the outlets we have to distract ourselves, whether that may be, you know, social media. I know one of my friends said they got addicted to porn, so like that was funny to me.
Is that funny?
It's funny, but like it's not.
Addiction is real.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Addiction is real. So like people can get addicted to weird stuff. Don't get addicted to drugs during the pandemic. Like, don't be like
coping to be addicted to.
Yeah, because I will say a lot of people were joking about like their alcohol limits like increasing, myself included at first, but you know, I got a hold of that. Don't self-loathe and like become depressed. And I know that's a big thing a lot of people are struggling with is depression, because I mean, for the people that are still at home, you know, you're stuck in the house, and then the people that are in cities who are like still kind of like limiting, you know, outed, that could become depressing if you don't have a balcony or can take a walk or, you know, whatever. So that's my advice, my spiel.
I think it's also important to keep a routine keep a consistent routine, whether that's waking up, going for a walk. That's something I really had to implement last year, because like working from home, there would be days, unless I like needed food or whatever, I wasn't going out, I didn't need food. There would be days I would go out, I wouldn't even leave the house because there would just be no need. So definitely incorporating doing like a walk around your neighborhood, or just something where you can get fresh air. But definitely, I think for me is just keeping on a consistent routine, and not just being, because that'll stop you from being lazy and just getting caught up in your thoughts or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, I would say keep a routine. Find a hobby that you really like, and
Or a new one
or a new one. Yeah, like for me, like obviously, like I always read a lot, but like for me, writing has been like the thing that I've done since the pandemic that I actually started like taking seriously. One, because I have more time, but now I actually like really try to do it. So I'd say like find things that interest you and do them. Um, and like find like pockets of space and moments to like actually do stuff. Like, of course, try to be safe and all that, but like if you can see a friend outside for lunch or something, try to do that, to like kind of what you all were saying, like find room to like decompress, do that. Um, of course, how do you survive a pandemic? Get the shot, but that's another conversation for another day. But no, just like find your space to do you, and like to what Henry said, I like that a lot. Like don't try to like get consumed by stuff, because it's easy to when we have so much time. But like that's all I would say. Like find a hobby, do stuff, talk to people, talk to friends. I would like to say I've gotten a lot closer to you two, because we have a shit ton more time now, and we talk about more things now. So just talk to your friends, talk to your family. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Did you guys pick up anything new during the pandemic, like a hobby or anything? No.
I've gone to a lot more restaurants, like takeout. Like I was like, that was kind of like my thing, because I couldn't go out. And back when my car was working, I would like just order takeout from like, I would search up reviews of like, oh, what are the best restaurants in DC? It's like, oh, they're doing takeout. All right, bet I'm gonna pull up and see what it's really about. So like that actually kept me going. Like on the weekends, I would do that.
Well, I cooked. Like I always like to cook, but like I've experimented way more.
Yeah.
Better chef.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I did that.
Mm-hmm.
Got to watch more TV, which I love. Not in a bad way, but I really do love a good show. So like I've just been able to watch a lot more content. So yeah, definitely find you some good shows to watch. It'll get you through anything.
All right, boom. So number 3, simply put, thoughts on Sha'Carri. Is it Sha'Carri or Sha'Carri? I've seen it.
Sha'Carri.
Sha'Carri, thank you. Thoughts on Sha'Carri Richardson. After she suspended, she infamously ran out and came in last in a race. I don't know the specific name. So that, and she's kind of been liking a lot of tweets that are, stereotypical towards.
You were kind of misleading them, because it was one tweet.
No, I was going to say it's multiple things. I think she liked a couple tweets that were stereotypical towards Jamaicans, and then she recently kind of like subbed Allison Felix and her, words of support, saying that they were basically faking for nothing.
I stand on what I say. It was one tweet, and then she was like she tweeted some homophobic stuff.
What did she tweet?
I didn't know that.
It was like, if you support Lil Nas X, unfollow me now, or something like that. It was yeah.
So in general, thoughts, because like she's taking up a lot of like media.
But and with all of saying that, you gotta know that her mom passed away.
I feel like yes and no. I feel like you adding your thought is that you're then giving a disclaimer, I think, for how.
I mean, you just went through where you said she tweeted or liked a few tweets. Per my knowledge, it was one tweet here and then one tweet there, and then she shaded the girl on Instagram. Mm-hmm. I'm not adding my own personal thoughts yet. I'm just adding more to the context. She did lose her mother. She did lose that race. She did go through a swarm of like social media harassment. And then, all of that stuff was happening in a 2 to 3 month span. And we just talked about mental health and being a Black leading athlete. So I'm just throwing the context out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, but like some of her outbursts are a bit childish. Like the
But the girl like
Felix,
20, ain't it?
yeah, she is young, but some of it is still
But
kind of
still,
like
but
like
still.
the Allison Felix stuff.
Yeah.
Like, girl, what are you talking about? Then
Bro.
just even how she handled losing essentially in that last race. I did think that did show poor sportsmanship. But yeah, I mean, there is a lot going on. But also in the same breath, and I really hope that this doesn't come off wrong, but her situation was highly publicized. So it's still like, we don't know what those other women could have been going through. So I don't want to give her a pass when, yeah, we know you did lose your mom and that's sad. And you definitely have your moment and you have, but like all of them girls that one could have lost their parent too, but we just didn't know about it because it wasn't publicized. So I don't want to give that, oh, well, she's going through something so she can like, no, because especially the interview, it just seemed like poor sportsmanship. Like it didn't seem like, you just seemed like you was mad because you lost.
Right. No, like for me, like I guess like as someone who loves sports, I view it mainly as like a sports thing. Like you talked all this shit, then you got cooked, and like you can build yourself up, and like, you know, Usain Bolt can be as cocky as he wants to be, and it works because he wins. But if he finished second place, there wouldn't be as much of an appetite for it.
And she's not Bolt.
Right.
Like Bolt you can do that when you have X amount of medals.
And
but if you don't
yeah.
Would you say, yeah, you don't. Yeah. So that's not
and
the same, that's not a comparison.
And even though like I feel like it must be said, like of course, like the media and nationally we treat Black women who are confident differently. Like we like that has to be said. Like Serena Williams is treated differently because she is Black and because she is the best at what she do and because she's confident. However, in this case, like I think just as a society, we are more willing to put up with shit and confidence if you're actually, as she says, that girl. And she's not. And I think you can build yourself up, but it's like if you go to the basketball court or in anything, if someone's talking all this stuff and you're like, oh, even like in a school project, if someone's like, I got the best school project, and then they come out and the school project's mid, you're gonna be like, yo, you was talking all that stuff. What's up?
Yeah.
Like you build yourself up for that. So I think like, you know, some of the criticism is certainly like, you know, that attacks like, you know.
No, it's definitely warranted. It's warranted for sure. I just like
she put herself on that pedestal, and if you put yourself,
that's what you literally that's what I was about to say. For me, that's what I think is like kind of about it, because like Mackenzie said, it was highly publicized. Like shorty in college, I ain't never really seen a college student be out like in the media like that for real, unless they were like a basketball player, a football player or something. So it was interesting to see. And I guess like we said, like clout like is almost like a drug, almost like once she got all that attention and love and people were behind her and like supporting her, and then she like got this quality, all of that drama, and then she lost. It's just like, dang, like I guess for me, I understand, like, yeah, I would be hurt or embarrassed more than anything. Like she's probably embarrassed. And that's I'm kind of trying to give her a little slack, but I do agree, like she has to mature and show better sportsmanship, because she is kind of wild, and I think she's, and I see this, which I agree with for real. Like and that's why I wanted to add a lot of the context, because I feel like she is kind of unraveling. She's a young girl on this national platform. She got a lot of attention that could have, you know, put a little bit of pressure on her, and then she couldn't raise. So like coming back, she was like, oh yeah, I'm out to, you know what I'm saying? So I get it, being young and want to be, and being young and ambitious, first of all, and then wanting to like appease whomever, or even prove to yourself that you can compete. I understand how she's acting, but I'm not agreeing to the actions type thing.
Yes, I think what gets lost in the conversation is that like two things can be true at the same time, where everyone's either like, you either love her or you hate her, and it's like, no, like she's wilding right now. I wouldn't say I'm rooting for her, but like I don't wish her to fail. Like
that's the funny thing about social media, I think, because you know, like she got all this like crazy like you know, like just, oh, you lost, and like the memes and all that stuff. So it's like for her, she could have took it a little personal and be like, these people hate me now. And it's not like people really hate you. Like, do people really care? I don't know. But it's just like, it's funny. You're trending. This is the moment. You got the spotlight. So it's like, it's like it's just like, dang, I'm sorry. You had to be the one. You had to be the one,
I will say, I will give her grace, though. It might have just been, she's competing with these girls who have just came off like the Olympic high. They're racing at competition level. Like, she's never got to experience that. So, I mean, I'll give her grace. Maybe it was just a bad day and she'll come back stronger in the next few years. I definitely am confident in her and I am rooting for her. But it just like the Allison, I'm not even talking about the tweets, but the Allison Felix, like, girl, don't do that to Allison.
Yeah.
Like, don't do
that was kind of like, you didn't
that
have
was wild because everyone respects Allison. Like that transcends. And as a younger woman coming into this space of Olympic athletes, like you want camaraderie against the women who look like you, especially in Allison Felix, who everyone respects. Like, I mean, you don't want that.
Like, to even go further, like she's literally the best men or women track and field athletes in history. And I think like also like on another level, like, and a lot of people don't know this, like she set up a fund to help women have childcare during the Olympics. So like, not just like, oh, she's the best and she's not like helping others. Like that's literally her thing is making sure that like others can come into the space. So like to go after her and even like the Jamaican women, like to go after stereotypes of other Black people. That's as destructive.
Okay, so like you make me see like she tweeted it. Okay,
but the coconut, like, girl, that was so ignorant.
That was some ignorant, funny Twitter stuff. That's how I took it. That's why I was like, y'all.
I mean, yeah, but like you can't like when you're Sha'Carri in that situation, you liking that,
I get that, but that's why I'm giving it to like she's young and just naive, bro. Because it's like,
I'm not.
That's what I'm giving. That's why when I seen that and it was on TMZ or whatever, in the picture they used, I was like, bro,
I mean, for me, like, the tweet isn't like the tweet was like you said, childish, whatever. Yeah. But like the Allison Felix comment and just like even the post race interview, she's just giving poor sportsmanship. Like you're hurt that you lost.
But I would even say, like, imagine if you're a member or if you are someone who happens to be of Caribbean descent, you would see that and be like, yo, what the fuck is her issue? Like, like literally, like just because I am not Caribbean and I cannot like if it was a white athlete who liked some shit about Black people
go. What you said?
What I'm saying is that yes, like it's something stupid on Twitter, but that still has consequence. Like
I agree with you, but like that's to be the devil's advocate as I
Lord.
On some, again, devil's advocate, like, you've never strode across a tweet that was like, these YTs are tripping because
reverse racism
different though. I think that's
real.
Punching up.
You said what?
Reverse racism isn't real.
I mean, it's the same for me. I would say the same thing because on some like, how Noah said it has consequences, whatever. Let's say somebody put up my tweets and I'm applying for a job, and one of those are the tweets that so you don't like.
I still don't think that's a fair comparison, though.
I mean, it very much is. Why isn't it?
In this case, you are making fun of the economic situation of the country, of the people who happen to wash your ass in something that you claim that you were the best at. I just think it's just different dynamics. I think it goes to what Mackenzie.
I think the timing of it.
But it goes to what Mackenzie was saying of like the sportsmanship thing. Like you built yourself up and then you get your ass smoked, and now you're complaining that people in Jamaica don't have economic opportunities, that they're poor. Like the fucking that's another level of just like foul, petty, and childish. Like
that's literally what I'm trying to say, though. It's like
I just think it's something.
Let's say you ain't get the job you wanted or nothing. You gonna go spaz on Twitter if you see a tweet.
But you're not Sha'Carri. Like this isn't. You and I are not this. Like no.
I guess that's what I'm saying. She's young, bro. I don't have the same platform.
I don't even think it's a matter of she's young, because I think like other athletes have also been young. Most Olympians, when they come through, are in their early 20s. We knew who Simone Biles was and Gabby Douglas was when they were teenagers. So that's not to me like trying to attack her personally, but I think like, yes, she's young, but I think we have a lot of other examples of young athletes who are of her same age who are doing it a completely different way. So I do take the fact of like, yes, growth happens to a certain extent. I just think this might be just who she is, for better when it's good and for worse when it gets really bad, like right now.
I mean, a young entitled Gen Zer. Cool. I mean, that's what I see her as. She act like the rest of them. Because if anybody else was in her situation, probably did the same thing.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
There are other young athletes that are like
You're
the
over
Olympic. Yeah.
All right. So my laptop has 9% battery, so we will go through these last two questions pretty quickly. On a scale, I'm just gonna say this on a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. How would you rate Biden's presidency so far?
He the president.
Yeah. You know what? And that's the perfect response, honestly. Actually, no, on a scale of 1 to 10,
I'd say like a 6.5. Fine. With a lot more room for improvement.
Yeah, I guess I'll say 5. I don't know. I just feel like life is passing us by. I don't really have a comment other than, I mean, the whole virus thing, I guess it's going in a good direction. I don't even know, like, then the whole Afghanistan thing. The only thing I will say that I fully support is that him pulling the troops and pulling people out of Afghanistan. It really is unfortunate about what's going on there. It just sucks, but there's no reason for us to be there anymore. So that's the only thing I can really be like, I support this.
Even though that might get complicated, because I just read a report that said like a suicide bomber killed like 12 people over
Yes.
there. Oh,
yes.
That really complicated.
Yes.
But I like that he did that. I think he's handling the pandemic well. I think it's not going well for reasons outside of his control.
Yeah.
Like, people don't want to do what they got to do. I don't know what he can do about it.
Oh yeah, other people who might be.
Yeah. But there's a lot more he can do. Like voting rights and student loans. So like hasn't done well. He hasn't done poorly, but it's like he gets credit for not.
He gets a C.
Yeah.
He better fix these student loans. That's all I care.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely do y'all think that that's gonna happen? My 1 being
2.
It doesn't happen, and 10 being it obviously it does.
It's not it because I was just reading that like apparently the Democrats are the holdup. I don't know.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't put it past them.
I don't understand though. I don't understand that thing.
People view it as an issue of these. It's like kind of like what people do with Black people. Like these people are getting some benefit that I couldn't get. So why should I have to then pay taxes for this person to get a student loan reform, even though we pay taxes for things that we don't use all the time? But
yeah, I would understand that if Republicans were the holdup, but it's the Democratic Party that's holding them up apparently.
I agree. I mean, Democrats are the reason why voting rights isn't getting through. They can do something on voting rights if they're
well, no, because I just seen that the House passed the John Lewis bill.
The House is not the problem; it's the Senate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right.
They need 60 votes. They can get 50, but they don't want to take the steps that they need to make it be 60. To make it be 50. So it's not happening. Our final question, and I like this one the most. What issue is currently not getting enough attention?
Haiti.
That's good.
Ooh, the earthquake, yeah.
I do feel like it happened. And then like this week, I feel like, I don't know, I haven't seen that much of like new information.
Or just like what's
literally going on right now.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
Because, oh my goodness, I was talking to my friend, like Haiti never really got on their feet after the revolution.
After that, yeah.
They really never got together when they did like that many years ago. And I just feel
know why though?
What?
Like, because that's what do irritate me about America. They love to like come to aid of these other countries and places, but when it's like Haiti, where you at?
I mean, but that's also, but even that goes back to the history of like, they beat France in the revolution, but France made them repay the debt that they spent on the war. Like Haiti had to repay France for literally winning. And all these other European countries basically like exploited them because Haiti, to prevent them from being invaded again, had to pay France to basically have them not do that again. So it goes into like a bunch of different things.
Yeah, like I said, they never got on their feet after that.
The thing I would say is I've seen stuff about this occasionally, but not much. I'm interested in like how vaccine rollout and supply is doing around the world. Like in other countries, how are people getting vaccines? Like, of course, like we have all of the supply, but like, do do so-called poorer nations or do do less affluent nations have equal access to it? That's just something that I've been reading a lot about recently that I think is really interesting. Because at a certain point, if we really want to try to get back to normal, it requires other countries getting shots.
Yeah.
And, that's also a big thing, like in the Caribbean or, Africa or even in like certain parts of Asia,
Because what is the name of the COVID vaccine that they're delivering? Because the ones that they deliver to the third world countries are named different. It's like different.
Yeah, they are named different.
But I know if they are getting them, they're probably like, well, I don't want to say pop-up shops, but like they'll do like pop-up clinics at large places, and then of course they have to wait in line and get it. That's at least how they were doing that before. But that is a great question, because who really knows how this in countries that are not like European, that have like similar type of Western type of setup, or Canada, like I'm curious to places like Haiti and Afghanistan. How are these people getting the COVID vaccine who actually probably seriously need it more? It's crazy.
Sad answer probably that they're not getting it. That's probably sad answer. Henry, before we close out, what's the one thing that you're looking at that's not getting enough attention?
I don't know why you're asking that, because I've been muted the whole time. I'm in this like observing self thing. I don't be on social media or paying attention to news until we have to do the podcast, so I'm being honest. So I'm not too keen on all that stuff going on too often.
That's a great ending point.
No, it's not. Great.
I'm not really paying attention to what's happening.
Bro, I haven't been, bro. Y'all know what I've been doing personally. Like, come on now. But on a better note, heads up. Did y'all see the new Spider-Man trailer?
I did.
I did not.
Of course. Now, you don't watch stuff like that, huh?
It's the same guy who played Dr. Ock in the first one with Tobey Maguire.
So that's that's the conversation everybody is having. Like, who's the better Spider-Man? I only remember two Spider-Mans.
Tobey Maguire. Well, I mean, I'm sure more for him, but
well, yeah, I remember Tobey Maguire, but it was another one apparently.
It was that guy. I never saw that one. He was the guy from Facebook, that movie Facebook. Was he?
It had to be bad then. Yeah. But I feel like little dude that's doing it now, the one that Stan picked.
Yeah, what about him?
He's like my favorite. he
ain't Tobey Maguire, but he's definitely decent.
What? Because I feel like I watched those Spider-Mans and like Tobey was just dry to me. Like it wasn't lit. Like
yeah, I mean, but I feel like that was the character, like a nerdy boy, like awkward, getting at girls. But I'm super excited for the trailer. If y'all also, I mean, not the trailer, the movie. Also, the Spider-Man version with Miles, the Black boy, super good, great graphics. I'm pretty sure it won some awards actually. So I'm here for it. And actually, I think it was on Netflix for some time. So if you have Netflix, check it out. But yeah, I'm excited.
Boom.
Yeah. Wait, I think this is funny. Well, not funny, but y'all know, like OnlyFans said they weren't displaying explicit content anymore. And then like a few days later, they kind of reneged. So
oh yeah. I didn't really OnlyFans, do you not know who your audience is? I was very confused.
Yeah, I had never heard of OnlyFans outside of the context that we all know it as.
But I guess that's why I wanted to make it like a little conversation real, because you would like sex workers made OnlyFans the platform that it is, or the known platform that
at least that's how I know it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So why would you try to take your main, you know what I'm saying? I don't know the proper term right now, but the main people that are contributing to your success away from like what they do, like that was weird to me.
I agree.
Yeah, and then they brought it right back, so it made no sense.
Yeah,
not that smart.
They seen them projections and was like, oh nah, let me.
Yeah. How many subscribers we lose? All of them? All right,
Yeah.
put that back on. So in the meantime, for everybody, thank you very much for joining or for listening to our special mailbag episode. Thank you once again to everybody who sent us a note, tweeted at us, who sent us a DM with some questions. We really appreciate that. As always, be sure to follow us on all of our social media at WRGO Pod. Be sure to subscribe and like on YouTube, where you can watch this video and all of our episodes in full. Be sure to like, listen, share, and subscribe and comment on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play, and as I mentioned at the top of the episode, we are now on iHeartRadio. Search up What's Really Going On. Lastly, be sure to check out our website with merch included that, yes, we still have at what's really going on pod.com/shop. Thank you.